What a finish we witnessed on February 25th, 2026, as the San Antonio Spurs and the Toronto Raptors delivered one of the most intense closing stretches of the season. With just 4 minutes and 43 seconds left on the clock, this game transformed from competitive to absolutely electric. Every possession carried weight. Every shot felt like it could decide the outcome. And the pressure was sky-dash high. Both teams had battled all night, trading runs and answering each other's big plays. But when the clock dipped under 5 minutes, the atmosphere inside the arena completely shifted. The crowd was on its feet. Coaches were calling crucial timeouts. Players were locked in, knowing there was zero room for mistakes. Young stars stepped up with fearless confidence, while veterans relied on experience and composure. Defensive intensity tightened. Offenses slowed down. And suddenly, it wasn't just about talent. It was about execution, discipline, and who could handle the moment. In this video, we're breaking down the final 4:43 of Spurs at Raptors. The clutch shots, the game-changing stops, and the defining play that sealed the result. Let's relive the drama. With 4:43 remaining, the tension inside the arena was undeniable. The Raptors held a narrow lead, but it felt like the game could flip on any single possession. Both teams shifted into playoff-style basketball slower. Pace, smarter shot selection, and maximum defensive focus. The Spurs came out of a timeout with a clear plan. They initiated a high screen at the top of the key, forcing a defensive switch. The ball handler recognized the mismatch instantly and attacked. Toronto's defense collapsed into the paint, leaving the weak side corner exposed. The kickout pass was sharp, right on target, and the three-pointer dropped cleanly. Just like that, it was a one-possession game. Toronto responded with poise. Instead of rushing, they worked the ball around the perimeter, testing the Spurs' rotations. Sharp drive into the lane forced contact, and the Raptors earned a trip to the free throw line. Calm, controlled, and composed to crucial points extended their slim advantage. On the next possession, Spurs showed patience. No hero ball. Crisp ball movement around the arc created space for a mid-range jumper that cut the deficit once. Again, you could see the confidence building. Defensively, San Antonio turned up the pressure, even showing a brief full-court press to disrupt Toronto's rhythm. The Raptors nearly lost control, barely avoiding a turnover. That moment symbolized how tight the game had become. Every rebound was contested. Every screen mattered. And the final minutes were shaping up to be a true battle of execution. As the clock dipped under 3 minutes, it was time for the stars to shine. The Spurs' primary scorer stepped into the spotlight. Isolated at the top of the floor, he sized up his defender, created space with a quick step back, and drilled a contested jumper. That bucket tied the game and shifted the energy completely. But Toronto didn't panic. Instead of forcing a tough shot, they executed a beautifully designed play. A quick backdoor cut caught the Spurs off guard, leading to an easy layup that restored their lead. It was a reminder that discipline can beat desperation in crunch time. Moments later, a defensive stop by San Antonio led to a fast break opportunity. With defenders closing fast, the Spurs finished through contact. Grabbing their first lead of the closing stretch, the arena grew louder. The intensity multiplied. Toronto answered with a deep three from the wing, nothing but net. Bench players leaped to their feet, and momentum swung yet again. At this stage, it was no longer just basketball. It was about nerves, leadership, and who would deliver when the spotlight was brightest. With under 2 minutes remaining, every possession became critical. The Spurs slowed things down, using nearly the entire shot clock to find the perfect look. The ball swung from side to side, probing the defense. With just seconds left on the clock, a contested fadeaway went up. It rattled out. A huge defensive rebound by Toronto kept them in control. The Raptors didn't rush. They understood the moment. Dribbling the air out of the ball, they attacked late in the shot clock and drew a foul in the paint. At the line, one free throw. Dropped, the second rolled off. That single missed point would prove important. San Antonio quickly pushed the ball up the floor. A screen at the top freed their shooter, and the pass found the corner. Three-pointer pure. Tie game the crowd was. On its feet, Toronto isolated their best scorer on the next trip. Spin move into the lane blocked. What a defensive stand by the Spurs. They secured the rebound and called timeout. With just over 30 seconds left, this was crunch time in its purest form. Coming out of the timeout, the Spurs had a chance to take full control. The floor was spaced perfectly. They drove into the lane, but Toronto's defense rotated quickly, forcing a difficult shot. It bounced off the rim. Rebound battle bodies flying everywhere. The Raptors came up with it. With about 18 seconds remaining, Toronto chose patience. They held the ball, letting the clock wind down. The Spurs stayed tight defensively, trying not to foul too early. As the shot clock neared 0, the Raptors attacked baseline. Help defense stepped up. The ball was kicked out to the perimeter open look from deep splash. The arena erupted as the three-pointer gave Toronto a small but crucial cushion. It was a massive shot under pressure, perfectly timed and confidently delivered. Now the Spurs were forced to rush. Down multiple points with less than 10 seconds remaining, the Spurs had no choice but to move fast. They advanced the ball quickly and launched a deep three in transition. The shot had good rotation, but it missed. Toronto secured the rebound immediately and was fouled to stop the clock. At the free throw line, the Raptors remained calm. First shot good. Second shot good. That essentially sealed the game. San Antonio tried one last desperate attempt, pushing the ball up for a quick shot before the buzzer, but the defense contested it heavily. The horn sounded. The Raptors walked away victorious after surviving one of the most intense finishes of their season. The final 4 minutes and 43 seconds showcased everything fans love about basketball: clutch shooting, elite defense, smart coaching decisions, and players rising to the moment. It wasn't just about who scored the most. It was about who handled pressure better. And in those final seconds, Toronto executed just a little bit cleaner. What an incredible closing stretch between the Spurs and the Raptors on February 25th, 2026. The final 4:43 gave U.S. nonstop drama, momentum swings, clutch shots, and defensive heroics. This is the kind of finish that reminds everyone why we love the game. Both teams showed heart, discipline, and resilience. But in the end, execution made the difference. One extra defensive stop, one big three, a couple of clutch free throws, that was the margin. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the close ending, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another thrilling NBA finish. Let me know in the comments who was the real MVP of those final minutes.